Nigel from Dallas, after watching Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam 2005 with Michaels hilariously selling Hogan's offense, can you discuss what was going on behind the scenes between the two of them? Well, I wasn't behind the scenes. I could tell you what the stories were at that time. And the story was that Shawn Michaels, in his mind, had an idea. And the idea was that he would win the first match. They would have a rematch at the following pay-per-view, which was supposed to be a steel cage match. And Hogan would get his win back. So they would trade wins. Shawn would win one. Hogan would win the other. Obviously, that's hilarious to think about because Hulk Hogan had complete creative control over his character. Hulk Hogan would not even put over Randy Orton, who was the young star on the rise, okay? Bob Orton's son. Wouldn't even put him over at SummerSlam the year after. Hogan did a lot of jobs in 2002 when he first came back. I don't know if he just felt like, okay, I'm back. I'm kind of the new guy here. I have to, show that I'm a team player. Because he lost to The Rock at WrestleMania. I mean, he won the belt, but then he lost it to The Undertaker. He tapped out to Kurt Angle. He lost to a bear hug to Brock Lesnar. I mean, Hogan deserves credit for putting a lot of people over and doing the JOB when he first came back. But now fast forward to 2005, Hogan, he's not doing too many jobs. He's got complete creative control. He's in there against one of the other biggest master manipulators, I think, in the history of that company. Maybe not so much in his second run, but certainly the stories are legendary about Shawn Michaels in his first run. And he flat out used to say, I won't lay down for anybody, right? That's what he used to say. Hulk Hogan now is supposed to put over Shawn Michaels. I could just imagine him thinking this in his head. He's like, no, brother, that's not what I'm doing. Hogan's idea was, no, I'll win the first match, and then I'll win the second match too. That was his idea. How about we do that, brother? I'll win the first one, and I'll win the rematch too. And Shawn wasn't very happy about that. And so what you saw there was Shawn basically saying, fuck it, this guy is a joke, his offense is a joke, and so I'm going to treat it as a joke. Now, I look at it, and it was very entertaining. I actually thought they had a good match. By Hogan standards, it was a hell of a lot better than I expected it to be. So I thought it was a good match. Did a lot of business. They did 500,000 buys for that SummerSlam on pay-per-view, which was a big number for SummerSlam. I mean, it wasn't like the, whatever it was, the 800,000 or 750,000 that SummerSlam did back in 98 when they were hot. But that's a pretty big number. And so Shawn oversold. And then, of course, he came out on TV the next night because the decision was made they're not going to do the rematch. Shawn is not jobbing to Hogan twice, so they just had the one match. It was one and done. Shawn came out the next night and acted like a dick in his promo. So we got to see a little bit of the old Shawn Michaels, or maybe not even the old Shawn, the real Shawn, right? We got to see some of the real Shawn Michaels bubble up there. But it was just funny, like, Hogan and Michaels, like, who's going to out-politic the other, right? Who's going to win out in the end? And in the end, it was the master. It was the Hulkster. He decided that, I'm not feeling it, brother. I'm not feeling it. Hulkamania is running a little too wild here. So that's what happened.